As the game of basketball becomes more global, we see worldwide talent excelling in the NBA. Countries like the Philippines are a hotbed for basketball, having produced many great players. Jordan Clarkson and Jalen Green are two who represent the Philippines in the NBA. So let's break down their game and see who is the best Filipino NBA player of all time. Jordan Clarkson's Filipino roots. Jordan Clarkson was born on June 7, 1992 in Tampa, Florida. His father, Mike Clarkson, and his mother, Marcelina Chalao Kingsolver, were both United States Air Force members. Clarkson's mother was born in the Philippines, making Jordan half Filipino, which is something that Jordan is very proud of as he represents the Philippines in international basketball tournaments. His parents would get divorced when Jordan was young, and his dad would marry Janie Clarkson and move to San Antonio, Texas when Jordan was 6 years old. In San Antonio, his mother worked at the Westin Hotel, which is famous for housing NBA players. Because of that, Clarkson said he got to meet legends like David Robinson. Clarksons NBA Journey. Jordan Clarkson came into the NBA as a second rounder, having been picked 46th overall by the Washington Wizards. However, he would be traded to the Lakers for cash considerations. Clarkson would spend 4 seasons in LA growing his game and becoming one of the best young scorers. In those 4 seasons, Clarkson would average over 14 points per game and showcase his 3-and-D potential, which he would be later known for. And despite not playing almost half of his rookie year, he would still earn all-rookie first-team honors in 2015. On February 8th, 2018, Clarkson would be traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he spent 2.5 seasons honing his game. With the Cavs, he only really got to play 1 full season, where he came off the bench for all 81 games and averaged almost 17 points a game. In December of 2019, Clarkson would be moved once again, this time to the Utah Jazz, where he would come to find the most success of his NBA career. As a member of the Jazz, Clarkson would go on to win the NBA 6th Man of the Year in 2021 and average almost 18.5 points per game. Jalen Green's Filipino roots. Jalen Green was born on February 9, 2002 in Merced, California. As a kid, he did some traveling as he largely grew up in Livingston, California before moving to Fresno. His Filipino heritage comes from his mother, Bree Puraganit, who is part of Filipino descent through her grandfather, while his love for basketball was nurtured by his stepfather, Marcus Green, who played basketball with professionals like NBA's Deshaun Stevenson. Green knew early on what he wanted to do with his life, and by the time he was in the 6th grade, he was playing amateur athletic union basketball and was practicing 5 hours a day. All that practice and dedication paid off as he is one of the brightest young stars in the NBA. However, his journey to the big leagues is as unique as his fashion sense. Green's NBA Journey. The traditional route for NBA players is to make a name for themselves in high school and get recruited by one of the better college basketball programs, then to shine in the NCAA tournament before declaring for the NBA. However, despite having offers from colleges like Auburn, Oregon, and Memphis, Green decided to forego his college eligibility and signed with the NBA G League. He would be the first player of the NBA G League Ignite team, a developmental team affiliated with the G League. Green would be a trendsetter, as since then, many high-level talents have taken the opportunity to play in the G League and get paid for their services rather than spend a year playing college ball. Green would shine in the G League as he averaged 17.9 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 2.8 assists per game. And that was good enough for scouts to debate whether or not Jalen should be selected number 1 overall in the 2021 NBA Draft.
Jalen Green from Merced, California, and the NBA G League.
In the end, Green would be selected with the 2nd pick by the Houston Rockets, which made him the first ever player to be drafted out from the G League. Although Green had an up-and-down rookie season, largely due to his inefficient shooting, which is to be expected for a rookie, he still managed to finish his rookie year averaging 17.3 points per game. This was largely due to his post-All-Star break play where he averaged 22.1 points per game. So now let's compare the two stars and see what we get. Comparing accomplishments and playing style. In terms of accomplishments, Jalen Green was selected for the NBA All-Rookie First Team, the same as Jordan Clarkson. What makes it tricky to actually dissect is who is better between the two players is the fact that they play and had different responsibilities. When Jordan Clarkson entered the league, he only played 25 minutes a game and started 38 games for the Lakers, and of course had to play his role because Kobe Bryant was the man of the team. But for Jalen Green, the Rockets expected him to be their future, so right away he got nearly 32 minutes a game and started every game he played played. So naturally, Green had the better counting stats between the two as he had more usage. Clarkson is also 10 years older than Jalen, and that shows in their playing style. Clarkson has had years and years of NBA experience to hone his game and understand how to play professionally. However, Green is still in the learning process, which is why it was one of the biggest critiques against Green is that he takes bad shots. And this can clearly be seen in Green's shooting percentages. But in terms of potential, Clarkson was always regarded as an elite 3-and-D player and maximized his potential by winning the 6th Man of the Year trophy. While Jalen Green has been viewed as a cornerstone piece for a young franchise, Green's game and potential are often compared to the likes of NBA stars Zach LaVine and Bradley Beal. If we look at their most recent season, Jordan Clarkson has been starting for the Jazz and playing 32 minutes a game. In that time, he's averaging nearly 21 points per game with 4.5 assists, while shooting 36% from 3 and an effective field goal percentage of 53. As for Jalen Green, he's playing 34 minutes per game and averaging 21 points per game with 3.6 assists. However, the main difference lies in their efficiency. Jalen is only shooting 31% from 3 and has an effective field goal percentage of 47, so it seems like the edge lies with Clarkson. And then there is also the international stage, representing the Philippines internationally. In terms of international play, Jordan Clarkson was initially included in the 17-man pool for the Philippines lineup for final qualifying tournament for the 2016 Olympics, but was unable to participate due to conflicting schedules. But in the 2018 Asian Games, Clarkson was able to play for the Philippines for the first time. He led all scorers with 28 points. He would help the Philippines come 5th in that tournament after defeating Japan and Syria. In 2022, he once again represented the Philippines in the FIBA tournament, however, he came up short against Lebanon. As for Jalen Green, he is yet to play on the Philippine national team but has expressed interest in doing so. However, there are some eligibility hurdles for Jalen to clear before he can represent the Philippines. And this brings us back to our original question: who is the best Filipino NBA player of all time? So who is the best? With all of that said, who really is the better Filipino player between Jordan Clarkson and Jalen Green? Jalen is a very raw talent who has an extremely high ceiling. In 3 to 4 years, we could potentially see Jalen making the All-Star game and being one of the premier scorers in the NBA. However, we are not at that stage yet. Jordan Clarkson's experience weighs heavily in this matter, and he simply has a more refined game. So even though Clarkson's ceiling might be lower than Green's at this specific moment, Clarkson is a more well-established NBA player who can score as well, if not better than Green, and can run an offense as well. But in a few years from now, this debate could be very one-sided, as Jalen Green hopefully reaches his star potential. So if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell beside it so that you're notified the next time we upload a new video. And with that being said, you just watched us break down who is the better Filipino NBA player, Jordan Clarkson or Jalen Green. See you next time.